Welcome, my Thrumnites, to another Thrumnal video review, and I am taking a look at Autobot Hot Rod from the Titans Return line. We'll go ahead and take a look at the card for a second, which I love the artwork. The decapitated head's still a little weird, but hey. And it does, feature some really good artwork. And rotating it via the flat sides, boom! Tech specs for Firedrive and Hot Rod. I still don't understand why they call him Autobot. Does anyone know about a Decepticon Hot Rod? Anyways, well, enough for cards. Anyways, now we'll take a look at the car in just a moment. I'm going to, explain that yes, you are seeing color differences on a couple of locations, which I've already gone ahead and done a customization. You want to see other toy reviews of this, you have Emigo 316, you've got Optibonomus, Pia, Bolt Matrix, you have Radio Free Cybertron, and things like that. And they do absolutely great jobs. And I do recommend the podcast over at Radio Free Cybertron, people. This past year, they did great for the Operation Combination for this past Christmas, which again, I wholeheartedly support them. They're absolutely awesome. I would, go and, check them out. Anyways, I'll probably have a link in the description below if I can. I'll see if I can. Excuse me here. Losing my voice already. Let's go ahead and get into some car details. Actually, you know what? We'll skip the car details for a second and get right into the nooks and crannies. We do have his two basic standard weapons here, which I did the tips, and I did the paneling here. And it just makes this gun pop so much better. Yes, it's just a couple little spaces, but, plugging it on the engine and getting that gold trim with the actual cannons and with the silver headlights that I did, the silver along the entire smoke, or tailpipes, or side pipes, get it right. Excuse me again. Coming all the way down. Now, there is a separation here, and there's gold tips here. Now, when it separates, yes, there's gold tips on the actual arm pieces. You'll see that in robot mode. I did the taillights in the 3 locations, plus the entire vents in the back, plus the turbine I did in silver and gold. Other details will be exposed in robot mode. Now, we'll go ahead and take this apart and move it off to the side. You've seen they can sit in their thing, which I think is kind of dumb. Although his looks really cool. If anything, I'd probably modify it into a speeder. And here is Firedrive, all decked out in his wonderfulness. Now, after I did the visor, chest, and the visor's in gold, the chest and shoulder pieces are in red. I know the red doesn't match, and a lot of people are going to be like, it looks too much like Iron Man. Don't care. It is gorgeous. And we'll get into the details once I put them into Headmaster mode, Titan Master mode. Titan Master mode. And once I do that, I will go and show you off the details. The only side thing is I do have a little scuffage from my painting here when it sits in the gun over there. But the details are in the pudding. I like it. It looks good. Now, on to transformation. Now, to start, we have a tab that's right under this thing that comes off. Now, I want to show you something really cool, but questionable. They molded, I don't know if you're going to be able to, hold on. Let's see if I can get my light out here. They molded that in complete blue transparent, there we go, we'll just use an Emigo word. Transparent blue plastic. That right there is all transparent blue. And then they coated it with this gorgeous yellow. I am sad that they actually covered it, but however, it's not a spoiler design I would use for this figure. We'll go ahead and rotate this completely around, 180. Bring it down. Don't clip it into place, just rest it right there. We're going to go ahead and from right here, separate, and there's a tab right in there that hooks. So we got to just bring it down a little bit, and then bring it down a little bit on both sides. Bring out the legs all the way down. Twist his waist, and then flip the little feet. Flip in the legs, split the legs, and I will get to that in a moment. That you just saw, I was fiddling with his legs, and they are a bit stiff. Yes, I used the term, not to zoom in on his crotch, good God. Yes, I fixed it. Bring out his shoulders. Disconnect right here, because the shoulders disconnect from that tab right there. Once you bring those down, there's a little tab right there that clips into just over the ridge of the actual shoulder piece, or the elbow part, which scared me at first when I did this. Then bring down his fists, fold this tip of the nose cone in, then bring down the chest. Oh, before I close the chest, this vent and this vent have been done in red. No longer seen. Now, before I add on the headmaster, I want to go ahead and show off some details here. Now, the shoulder, you can see, it's just zoom. Whoop, it said zoom out. I gotta get used to this thing. The shoulder piece is all redone in silver. I did that bit in gold, that bit in gold, and I did the 3 pieces of the triangle in gold. And then going into the arm piece, yes, there is the silver there and the gold. However, his knees are still weak. Right there, the gold tips on his wrist guns I did as well, which I did to both arms. I did his ab piece in gold. Did the crotch piece in a silver in the inside and a gold trim. Did the legs in a gold trim, red edging, and a silver on the inside, which looks absolutely gorgeous. Silver on the knees. Of course, now the turbine is actually exposed a little bit more, which is fine. Did the inside centerpiece of the shin, and then I did his feet, which was outlined in silver and gold, which looks much, much better. Now, he is without a head. Let's go ahead and zoom in. Where's my light wouldn't blind me? Or all of us, for that matter. Now, I'm going to fold him up into Titan Master mode. And plug him on. Now, get him into focus. The gold trim around his head and the edge work, plus the gold piece on the side of his head, plus the trim around the neck, plus that. Yes, he still has that gray mohawk in the center back here, which I should have painted that crotch piece silver or gold so it could just, flow downward. But, hindsight. I may go back and actually fix that. But standard, basic, articulation. He has a little, not really much of a wiggle waggle, but he has a rotation, ball joint at the head. He has a full 360. Oops, you didn't see any of that because you know what? I'm an idiot. He has a full 360 in the arms when you get away from the wing. He has a 90-degree bend at the elbow. My bird is driving me crazy. Casey, shushy. Hinged elbow, 90 degrees. He has a little bit of wiggle waggle on the wrist. He does have bicep swivel. He has a waist swivel. He has a thigh swivel. I'm skipping the legs for a second. I will explain that in a minute. Under 90 degrees, under 90 degrees at the leg. Little foot articulation, no ankle pivot. Now, the reason why I skipped it is I tightened this one up a little bit. And this was a floppy ragdoll mess. And I'm talking, you could go like this and the leg would just go straight down. This, yeah, if I whack it hard enough, but he's holding his leg in an earthquake, so to speak. This one, on the other hand, I tightened just a little too much. It's a little on the stiffer side, but it has gotten a little bit better. Now, everybody's been using Future Floor Polish from Pledge. Great, great product. Don't get me wrong. However, I'm floating bunny hair. I have been using now, today, Gorilla Super Glue. Now, one little coat and an end of a Q-tip rubbed around the ball joint and let it sit in the plastic for 24 hours on the ball joint will expand the ball joint 12% on the outside shell, which is great. The worst case scenario, you hit it with a little bit of sandpaper, take a little bit off to smooth it off, pop the ball back on, and that is beautiful. Hold on one moment. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, she wanted her snack. And he still has loose knees. I have not yet worked on the knees. The knees have gotten looser over time. The eyes are absolutely beautiful blue on the inside when you can get really right into it. I like to bring out my little helper. Ba-doo! And that doesn't look half bad. Now, he does have his two guns, which again, you do lose a little bit of that detail. Quite a bit of that detail. If you don't angle these in right, they are awful. Putting the guns in his hands, which is a great little display. I like it. The guns do have a little bit of their flair when posed from one side, which is really cool. I like to pose him. That's just me personally. You don't have to get technical. And people, that's not the Rodimus Prime look. I don't like it. Burger, 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 burger. You know what? Your opinion. I don't want to hear it. If people like it, cool. People don't like it, absolutely, that's fine. That is your choice. You don't have to like what I like. But, hey, check this out. I like the way he looks because me personally, my hot rod in my head has the blasters that are coming out of the actual pipes out of his arms. I've seen him do that in several comic book continuities. These on the shoulders are very reminiscent of, in my book, the days of a comic that have been long forgotten when Hot Rod was basically in the continuity of Secret Wars, where he had a slim car-like mode, but it still looked like a powerful truck. It kind of strikes me as Armada as well, pants and shirt, shirt and pants modes, and I just like it. It looks good to me. Oh, and how dare me not go over their articulation. I think you've seen this a million times, but I had a tiny stress fracture right about there that I painted over. But bringing his shoulders out a little bit, boop, and he can get his arm. That's it. He can have hugs. 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 Can't go yay, but he get hugs. Legs can go forward. Legs can go smack his robot forehead. His knees can bend so he can sit. His knees can also bend the other way to fold in half. And, standard type styles. Now, that's pretty much it, and I forgot to compare it to other vehicle modes. Hold on a second. Be right back. Movie magic. Bam! Alright, we're back. Now, to get him into vehicle mode, I pretty much rushed that really quick. And then you can just take him and zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. Now, plug him right in. Oops, I said plug him right in, not flop him in there. Sit him right into his Titan Master, which actually looks pretty good. Oops, drop the nose piece, which is still a little loose on mine. But drop him in there, flip that down, looks great. Awesome. Now, to compare him in size comparison in vehicle mode, I have probably one of the molds that everyone has, is everyone has the Age of the Extinction Stingray. Maybe it's Revenge of the Fallen. I think it's Age of Extinction. No, this is Revenge of the Fallen. My bad. Still got to do a review on this guy, although gappy. Anyway, here's a deluxe mold from that line, which is there about the same size, which isn't bad. I also have one of my all-time favorite characters, and he's a Voyager class, which I like anyway, which I think is a beautiful comparison between these two. Absolutely, they belong together in the same collection. I mean, Titan Return is definitely under the Generations line. Take that with a grain of salt. There we go. Springer, Hot Rod. Look good. Foop. Away. Now, I will do a review on those two figures as well. I do have Earthquake. I do have one other Titan Returns to do. And I have a future little tidbit to throw in, but I'll do that at the beginning of my next video. So, anyways, this has been Thrumnal. It has been fun. And remember, you're only as old as you feel.